On Friday night, Jake Rogers walked us off with a 2-run homer to win it 6-4. Yesterday, La Pantera returned to the South Side in Luis Robert Jr. and got even with 2 home runs. 10-5 the final. Today is the rubber match between the New York Mets and your first place Chicago White Sox. I'm Brian Snow, and I will have the call as White Sox baseball comes your way on the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network beginning right now.
The following is a presentation of the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network.
On SMSN. And a pleasant good afternoon to one and all in the region, across the nation, around the world. We welcome y'all inside the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network studios. And today is the rubber match of this 3-game series between the first place White Sox and the New York Mets. On Friday, Jake Rogers walked us off with a home run to win 6-4. Yesterday, La Pantera returned to the South Side and got even with 2 home runs as the Mets doubled up the White Sox 10-5. And today is the rubber match of this series. As mentioned, Jake Rogers got the series started as the walk-off hero, winning the game 6-4. Then La Pantera got even with 2 home runs of his own to even the series at 1 game apiece, and the Mets doubled up the White Sox 10-5. Here's the pitching matchup. Nolan McLean takes the mound for the New York Mets, looking for his 10th victory of the year, while Newcomb gets us started on the South Side with a 1-3 record. Division standings look like this. New York trails in the National League East by 16 games, though 12 games under 500. Meanwhile, the White Sox remain the only team above 500 in the Central Division, and they look to continue that as they lead Cleveland by 3.5, Minnesota by 4.5, which is huge because we go see Minnesota next weekend at Target Field. And the magic number, you can start the countdown now, is at 30. The countdown is on. So any combination of White Sox wins and second place team losses, because there are a couple teams, Cleveland, Detroit, and Minnesota, fighting for second place within the division, will give the White Sox the Central Division title. Pre-game notes. As I mentioned, Jake Rogers delivered a 2-run walk-off homer on Friday night. La Pantera, Luis Robert Jr. got even for New York. The White Sox lead the AL Central by 3.5 games. Their biggest lead was 5.5 games coming into this afternoon. Nolan McLean brings 162 strikeouts, and Newcomb brings a 2.44 ERA to the mound this afternoon. The keys to victory for the Chicago White Sox: they have to strike first. They must get on the board first. They got to put pressure on McLean, and they have to create some early traffic. Secondly, they got to keep it in the yard because the New York Mets hit 5 home runs on Saturday night. Thirdly, they have to recapture Friday's walk-off energy. As mentioned, we walked them off in the bottom of the 9th on Friday night with a 6-4 win. Thank you, Jake Rogers, for that game-winning hit. Players to watch for the White Sox, you got the dynamic duo of Miguel El Tigre Vargas and Munetaka Murakami, each with 29 home runs coming into this afternoon. For the visiting Mets, it's Luis Robert Jr. with 2 home runs Saturday and Carson Bengi, who had 3 hits on Saturday. As mentioned, the countdown is on to the division title. The magic number as it stands this afternoon is at 30. And also, a little pregame trivia. Luis Roberts' 2-homer performance Saturday marked which career multi-homer game? A, 6th, B, 7th, C, 8th, and D, 9th. We'll give you the answer before the first pitch this afternoon. Here's a team comparison. White Sox just under 5 runs a game. They have a better batting average at .239. They're copying the hitless wonders Chicago White Sox back in 1905, which actually won the World Series, hitting only .235 as a team. They got 167 homers, 70 stolen bases as a team. New York has the better ERA at 4.06, and they allow lower hitting at .237. As we keep going here on the pregame show, the injury report brought to you in part by Fanatics. Juan Soto is on the IL with a left calf strain. Mark Vientos is in rehab, and Jorge Polanco out for the season with a left ankle injury. Kyle Thiel is on the injured list, the fabulous catcher for the White Sox, along with Davis, my favorite, Martin, with a middle finger blister, and Joey Bart with a fractured left hand is on the IL for the Chicago White Sox. 74 degrees, nothing but sun expected throughout the course of this afternoon. And again, the series by the numbers, the Mets have outscored the White Sox by a count of 14-11. Now, let's take a look at our pitching matchup. Nolan McLean brings a 9-8 record to the mound this afternoon with a 3.34 ERA, 142 and 2/3 innings pitched. He has 162 strikeouts, and opponents are hitting only .213 against him. Now, for the White Sox, Sean Newcomb will start today's game with a 1-3 record, 70 innings pitched, 64 strikeouts, only 27 walks. It's his 4th start of the season. I suspect he will be the opener, and they will see how long that he goes this afternoon. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll have the starting lineups in the first pitch of tonight's game. You're listening and watching White Sox baseball, old school play-by-play style, on the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network.
This is the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network.
Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze god.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crayon they get, they palm it and do 2 circles, and that translates to, I can beat up black people.
As he takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel. Join Ryan McCarthy.
I became a Jets fan because Kermit the Frog was my favorite Muppet because he was green, and the Jets wore green. That's how I became a Jets fan.
And Dustin Henry.
ESPN is cashing all in on let's pay a few personalities and we'll just kind of fill in the gaps.
As they walk you through all of the world of sports from their perspective.
The Albany Empire, it's a literal circus.
No credentials required. Where, Ryan, say the tag.
Where you don't need a press pass to talk sports.
Every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. On YouTube and where you can find all podcasts.
I want to do a TED Talk, but I don't have anything to talk about yet. I'm getting there.
Life is for the living. We're not here that long.
You can learn anything you want to learn without any money spent.
What do I really enjoy? What do I really want out of life?
I am your host, WIZE,
Are you in a life holding pattern? Well, this is for you. Welcome to the Stuck in My Mind podcast. Live every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 4 p.m. Central.
This is the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network.
Now for welcome back, Brian Snow here with you. Time now for our starting lineups for this afternoon's game. And here they are. For the New York Mets, leading off is the shortstop Francisco Lindor. Bo Bichette bats second at third base. Carson Bengi bats third. He is in right field. Luis Robert Jr., who hit 2 home runs last night, bats fourth. He's in left field. Eric Wagaman bats fifth. He is at first base. Christopher Morel bats sixth. He's the designated hitter. Batting seventh is the second baseman, former White Sox prospect Marcus Semien. Batting eighth, as well as Luis Robert Jr. Batting eighth is the center fielder A.J. Ewing, and batting ninth is the catcher Luis Torrens. Through the lineup again, Lindor, Bichette, Bengi, the first three, Robert, Wagaman, Morel, the DH, the next three, Semien, Ewing, and Torrens wrap up the batting order for the New York Mets. And for the White Sox, they'll line up this way. Sam Antonacci in left, Tristan Peters in center, Brayton Montgomery is in right, around the horn third to first, Miguel Vargas at third, Colson Montgomery at short, Chase Meidroth at second, and Munetaka Murakami at first. Jake Rogers behind the plate. He'll catch the pitching of lefty Sean Newcomb. As we get ready to get things started here, we await our feed to bring us the ball game this afternoon. Let's try this one here. 2:11 is our start time, and they are under, and we are off and rolling. It looks like our scoreboard will be ahead of us. Do not post any spoilers in the chat. Please do not post any spoilers in the chat. Sick Diggy is with us from Norway. Dr. Dizzle says, "What's up?" And Gina joins us this afternoon to break open the chat. So you see all the graphics that we're going. What? You see all the graphics that we're going to use from here on out. Here we go. Newcomb winds and delivers the 3-2. Swung on smash. Base hit down the line. Into the corner. Lindor makes the turn around first. He'll head for second with a leadoff double. And that's how we start from the south side this afternoon. And now that I have my written scoreboard and the correct feed, we can keep up with everything. That's what I've been doing wrong, is not keeping up with the ball game with my written. And that was just out of the reach of El Tigre, Miguel Vargas. So now Bo Bichette, former Blue Jay, comes to the plate, and son of Dante Bichette. The pitch is a ball on the outside corner. The count's 1-0. New York goes gray tops and bottoms, blue numbers and lettering trimmed in orange. White Sox go white tops and bottoms with the black pinstripes, black numbers trimmed in silver. Bichette 3 for 9 this series. He swings and fouls one out of play, and the count is even at 1-1. Sean Newcomb getting the start this afternoon for the White Sox. Lindor leads away from second. He led off with a stinging double down the left field line. That was just out of the reach of Miguel Vargas. The pitch on the way is swung on and fouled out of play, and the count's 1-2. Home plate umpire always have to keep baseballs on hand. Ask me how I know. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Newcomb looks in, has his sign, now comes set, and the 1-2 pitch. A swing and a chopper back to Newcomb. He looks Lindor back to second, tosses to first, 1 down in the inning. 1-3 on that put out. Again for the Sox. Antonacci, Peters, and Brayton Montgomery left to right in the outfield. El Tigre, Miguel Vargas, Colson Montgomery, Chase Meidroth, Munetaka Murakami, third to first around the horn. Jake Rogers, catcher Sean Newcomb. 73 degrees. Few clouds in the sky on the south side. Wind is 9 miles an hour out to right. Here's the pitch. Swinging a foul out of play by Carson Bengi, the right fielder, for strike 1. Carson Bengi, 4 for 9 this series. He homered last night. He has 2 runs batted in and 3 runs in this series, and he got 276, 16 homers. He's driven in 53. The pitch, a sinker outside, and the count's even. 1 ball, 1 strike. Lindor at second. He led off with a double, and then Bichette bounced out back to the pitcher, and it's 1-1 to Carson Bengi, the starting right fielder. Lindor leads away from second. The pitch on the way, a sinker for a strike, and the count's 1-2. Bengi back in the left-handed batter's box, which is part of the reason I think Newcomb got the start today. Newcomb from the set position, the 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. He struck him out. 2 down in the inning. So Bengi's retired. Are Mets fans welcome here? Absolutely. All baseball fans are welcome here. In fact, I think this is going to wind up being one of the specialty sports. Here's La Pantera, Luis Robert Jr., who killed us last night with 2 home runs. Here's the pitch, outside with a slur for ball 1. 3 for 8 in this series is Luis Robert Jr., hitting at 222, 9 homers. He's driven in 22. He has spent most of the season on the injured list, which is, I think, one reason why the Sox traded him to the Mets. That's smashed back to the backstop, and the count's even 1-1. All baseball fans are welcome here on this channel. Come on by. In fact, thinking of bringing back Monday Night Baseball, and if I do that, it'll start tomorrow with the Sox and the Rangers. 1 ball, 1 strike to Luis Robert Jr., 2 out, Lindor in second. The pitch is low, and the count is 2-1. Biffer, is it Biffer? I follow the Mets, New York Giants, and the Utah Jazz. Cool. I like it. I love when sports fans check in with their favorite teams. The pitch is low, and it's 3-1. I follow the White Sox, the St. Louis Cardinals, which were my first favorite team, Ozzie Smith in the bunch. 3 balls and a strike to Luis Robert Jr. The pitch on the way, swung on and fouled out of play, and the count's full 3-2. Matter of fact, Hobbit, you just gave me a heck of a question. What was the first professional team you ever started following that got you into sports? 3 balls, 2 strikes to Luis Robert. Newcomb works from the stretch. The pitch on the way, swing and a miss. He struck him out. 2 strikeouts in the inning, and Newcomb pitches around a leadoff double. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 1 left. We go to the bottom of the first. Mets nothing, and the White Sox coming to bat. This is White Sox baseball on the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network.
This is the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like Boomstick Lady. No free throw is safe from the roar of her sticks. SeatGeek helps her find a seat in the direct eye line of the shooter so she can sit where her boomsticks make the biggest boom. Everybody okay? SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze car.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crayon they get, they palm it and do 2 circles, and that translates to, I can beat up black people.
As he takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel.
This is the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network.
Time for the White Sox to go hit. They line up this way. Leading off is the left fielder Sam Antonacci. Munetaka Murakami bats second at first. Miguel El Tigre Vargas bats third. He's at third base. Andrew Benintendi bats fourth. He's the designated hitter. Brayton Montgomery bats fifth. He's in right field. Chase Montgomery bats sixth as Antonacci fouls McLean's first pitch off for strike one. He's at shortstop. Chase Mydroth bats second. At second base, Tristan Peters bats eighth in center. And Jake the Snake Rogers bats ninth. He's the catcher. Through the lineup again, Antonacci, Murakami, Vargas, Benintendi, Montgomery, Mydroth, Peters, and Rogers. No balls, one strike to count. McLean works third base side of the rubber. Into the windup. Here's the pitch. A strike call to the outside corner, and the count's 0-2. We're in the bottom of the first. Nobody on, nobody out. First team that got me into sports, New York Giants, 1986. That's Joe Morris and company, is it not? The pitch is low, bounces in front of the plate, and the count's 1-2. I think 86 Giants. I think that was Phil Simms and company. Bart Oates was the center. Chris Godfrey was the starting left guard, if I remember. Lawrence Taylor on defense. Next one, outside, and the count's even 2-2. Harvey Martin. No, not Harvey Martin. I'm trying to remember the pitch. Swing and a miss. Antonacci's gone. One down in the first. Here is Munetaka Murakami. And the defensive lineup for the Mets. Luis Robert Jr. in left, A.J. Ewing in center, Carson Benke in right. Around the horn, third to first, Bo Bichette, Francisco Lindor, Marcus Semien, and Eric Wagaman. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball one. And again, the defensive lineup for the Mets. Robert Ewing and Benke left to right. Bichette, Lindor, Semien, and Wagaman as that pitch is outside. Counts even 1-1. Luis Torrens catches Nolan McLean. Munetaka Murakami hitting at 225. He's been in a bit of a slump. Next one, swung on, found out a play, and the count's 2-1. Gary Reasons was on that 86 Giants team, I believe. Gary Reasons, Lawrence Taylor, of course. Next one, swung on, found out a play, and the count's 2-2. Who else was on that team? Harry Carson was on that defensive lineup. South Carolina State. Next one is a strike three call on a sinker. 2 up, 2 down in the first. Well, your New York Giants beat the first team I ever loved that got me. Mark Bavaro, yep. Phil McConkey, Carl Banks. There you go, Carl Banks out of Michigan State. Here's El Tigre, Miguel Vargas, 3 for 4 this series, a double, a homer, 2 RBIs, and a run scored. Hitting at 245 on the year, he's at 29 home runs. He's driven in 74. And that first pitch is inside for ball one. Vargas with 3 walk-off homers this year. Next pitch is a strike with a fastball, and the count's even 1-1. Man, you're bringing back some memories. Because the first team I ever loved was the San Francisco 49ers. Next one's a strike, and the count's 1-2. And that particular offseason, the Giants killed us 49-3 at old Giant Stadium. 1-2 pitch. Swinging a ground ball headed to short. Lindor will vacuum it in, toss across the first, in time, inning over. So they go up and down in order, and we're done with one. It's the Mets nothing and the White Sox nothing. We'll be back with the second inning after these messages on the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network.
This is the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network.
The Big Ten.
You can say you're not impressed. You can say you're not happy. You can say all these things, but no, whatever the case may be, the Buckeyes are on top of the football world. And it's just where it is.
The SEC.
But I blame one person for this.
One person? What one person are you going to be blaming?
give a crap.
Big 12.
That team right there that is ranked 15 that put up 45 points.
Yes, sir.
They were picked dead last at the beginning of the season.
The ACC.
Quote, feeling the blues in Death Valley, close quote. Duke ends a 45-year drought in Clemson. You are coaching a team, son. Get with the program and worry about your program.
The CLP rankings, do away with that.
Right.
Do away with it.
Bring down the gridiron on the Playmakers Network YouTube channel and where you can find podcasts.
This is the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network.
5, 6, and 7 due up for the New York Mets. Eric Wagaman, Christopher Morel, and Marcus Simeon. Here we go with the bad feed again. I'm sorry about this, folks. If you like what you see and what you hear, help us get better with a Cash App donation to dollars. I can at least put that up to $ Tallman Dr. K50. You can also do the free things, which is subscribe to youtube.com/@snowman multimedia. And I am way behind in my coverage. I apologize for this, folks. You can help the Snowman and his family via PayPal at snowman2172. Beginning tomorrow. Oh, there's the Cash App tag right there. Cash.app /$ Tallman Dr. K50. And we're back to work with Sean Newcomb on the mound. 1-0 pitch is a strike, and the count's even 1-1. Eric Wagaman at 205, 2 homers. He's driven in 5 on the year. Next one, swung on, found out a play. Let's see if I can find a faster feed here to keep up with everything. As you can see on the scoreboard, please, as I said, do not post any spoilers in the chat. Yeah, I know I'm going to have to do better. I'm going to have to do better, and I will. But need you guys' help to help everything grow. It's 2-2 on Wagaman. Eric Fetty throwing in the White Sox bullpen. Newcomb indeed was the opener, as I had suspected. Newcomb works third base side of the rubber. The kick and the pitch. Swinging a bouncing ball headed to short. Colson Montgomery with a sidearm toss to first. That's in time. 1 up, 1 down in the second. Here is Christopher Morel, the designated hitter. Okay, I think I got everything organized here. Dwight Clark, Roger Craig, Montana. Montana did it for me. Okay? I will happily admit this. Being from Chicago, Joe Montana did it for me. The pitch to Morel is inside, ball 1. Yeah, the catch. Montana to Dwight Clark in 1982. Next one is a strike, and the count's even 1-1. And Roger Craig, y'all don't know how happy it made me to see Roger Craig get elected into the Hall of Fame finally. Swing and a miss on the next one, and the count's 1-2 to Christopher Morel. Yeah, that made me so happy because he's one of my all-time favorite running backs. Next one, fouled out of play. Count stays where it is at 1-2. Yeah, Dwight Clark was my first favorite receiver, and then some guy named Jerry Rice came along and just did everything. That pitch is outside with a slurve, and that's evens the count at 2-2. Again, do not post any spoilers in the chat, and I want to call this whole game and bring it to you the right way. 2-2 pitch outside, and the count's full 3-2. Newcomb, 2 strikeouts coming into this at bat. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 down, top of the second. From the windup, here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. 3rd strikeout of the day for Greg Newcomb, and all of them have been swinging. Here is Marcus Simeon headed to the plate, second baseman for the Mets. He played with the Blue Jays, former White Sox prospect. Simeon hitting at 215, 14 homers. He's driven in 43. He's 4 for 9 in this series. He's a slugger for a strike, and the count's 0-1. Want to become an advertiser on our channel? Drop an email to snowmanmultimedia@gmail.com. Next one, swung on and missed, and the count's 0-2. What is one sport you wanted to play as a pro? Baseball. Loved baseball. 0-2 pitch. Swinging a foul on a play. We'll do it again. I've always wanted to play baseball as a pro because and it's strictly to honor my father and my grandfather who got me interested in the sport. From the windup, the 0-2 pitch. Swinging a bouncing ball off the mound to second. My drop tossed to first. Scooped up by Murakami, and time in the inning is over. Great play by Chase Mydrop. Hang a star on that one. Nothing across for the Mets. We go to the bottom of the second. It is the Mets nothing and the White Sox nothing. We'll come back with more after this on the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network.
This is the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network.
Hey, Eagles fan. Join my man Cool McCain and a host of others as they break down every single game, every single week in an objective manner, and also from a fan's perspective as well. Remember, this cast feels just like you. Nobody likes you. And you don't care. Fly, Eagles, fly. Eagles Elite Podcast. Every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and other podcast outlets. Join Ryan McCarthy.
I became a Jets fan because Kurt the Frog was my favorite Muppet because he was green, and the Jets wore green. That's how I became a Jets fan.
And Dustin Henry.
ESPN is cashing all in on let's pay a few personalities and we'll just kind of fill in the gaps.
As they walk you through all of the world of sports from their perspective.
The Albany Empire, it's a literal circus.
No credentials required. Where, Ryan, say the tag.
Where you don't need a press pass to talk sports.
Every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. On YouTube and where you can find all podcasts.
This is the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network.
4, 5, and 6 due up for the White Sox. Andrew Benintendi, the DH. Brayton Montgomery, the right fielder. And Colson Montgomery, the shortstop. And the first pitch to Benintendi is swung on and hit high into center. A.J. Ewing crossing over into right center field. Now it's Bengi under it. 1 pitch, 1 out in the second. Nolan McLean cruising right along. He's retired the first 4 that he has faced. And now he'll deal with the switch-hitting right fielder, Brayton Montgomery. Righty to lefty, here it comes. A strike on the outside corner. Fastball, and the count's 0-1. Montgomery, 1 for 4 this series. Hitting at 235, 5 homers. He's driven in 32. Next one, outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike to count. From the windup, here's the pitch. Is a strike, and the count's 1-2. And Brayton Montgomery says, "Oh, no, you don't. Take a look at that one." And Montgomery was right. So the White Sox will keep both of their ABS challenges. And the count's now 2-1 on Brayton Montgomery. I want to get as many people to watch these old school broadcasts as possible. McLean's pitch outside, and it's 3-1 to Brayton Montgomery. This is a fabulous rookie that's at the plate now in Brayton Montgomery, folks. 3-1 pitch outside. They check it third. No swing. Ball 4. Brayton Montgomery on with a base on balls. First runner to reach for the White Sox. When I saw he got game Ray Allen, I wanted to be like him. I can dig it. I can't point to one particular baseball star. Here's the pitch. Strike one to Colson Montgomery. So McLean, for the first time this afternoon, working out of the stretch as he allows a walk to Braden Montgomery with one out. McLean from the set position. Doesn't even look at first. And the pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, and the count's 0-2. To Colson Montgomery, hitting at .215 on the year. 27 homers on the year. 27 homers from the shortstop position. The pitch, low, and it's 1-2. Runner fakes going. Everybody stays put. Counts 1-2. As Torrens will toss the ball out of play. I love Mark McGuire. There you go. I love the Bash Brothers. The Bash Brothers, Ken Griffey Jr., Tony Gwynn, Greg Luzinski was my first favorite power. My first two favorite power hitters were Greg Luzinski and Ron Kittle. 1-2 pitch, struck him out with a curveball. Third strikeout from McLean, 2 down in the inning. And that'll bring up Chase Mydroff, the 7th place hitter, the second baseman for the White Sox this afternoon. Very steady at second base. Did you, Hobbit, did you like Jose Canseco? I certainly did. The pitch, strike called, 0-1. 96-mile-an-hour fastball. The 1-strike pitch, right down the middle with another fastball, and the count's 0-2. No score. We're in the bottom of the second inning. Rubber game of this 3-game series. Mydroth hitting at .272, 12 homers. He's driven in 49. He's 2 for 9 this series. The 0-2 pitch. Swing at a ground ball, headed to second. Up with it is Simeon. Tossed to Wagaman is in time. Inning over. So the White Sox get a base runner via a walk, but do nothing with it. We go to the third. White Sox nothing and the Mets nothing on the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network.
This is the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network.
Hey everyone, I'm joined by my old friend, Mr. Ellis Williams, aka Mr. Biggs. You called me and you told me, you said, man, I got Car Shield and it worked. What made you get it?
I have this old SUV and I know the manufacturer warranty is about to run out. I didn't want to get stuck with expensive car repairs.
Right.
So I gave Car Shield a call. Coverage was very affordable and there was no long-term contract. A few months after that, transmission went on my car. I took it to my mechanic, they called Car Shield and saved my family and I $2,400.
Car Shield is America's #1 auto protection company. Their administrators have paid out over $1 billion in claims and cover most vehicles from 5,000 to 150,000 miles. You'll receive 24/7 roadside assistance, courtesy towing, rental reimbursement at no additional charge.
Give Car Shield a call today before it's too late. Remember,
Car Shield cars go farther.
Protect yourself now against expensive auto repair bills. Call 800-513-9263.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like Boomstick Lady. No free throw is safe from the roar of her sticks. SeatGeek helps her find a seat in the direct eye line of the shooter so she can sit where her boomsticks make the biggest boom. Everybody okay? SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
This is the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network.
Still got a lot of stuff to edit here. As we go to the third, a little bit of Mets trivia for you. It goes like this. How many different Mets hit a home run in Saturday's 10-5 win? A, 3, B, 4, C, 5, or D, 6? Answer at the bottom of the inning. Since the start of August, Bo Bichette, Carson Bengi, Jared Young, and Luis Torrens all hitting over 300. As we start the third, here's the bouncing ball to Murakami, and Bengi beat it. He certainly did. So an infield hit for Carson Bengi starts the third. Come on in and chat with us. Tie goes to the runner. Tie goes to the runner. AJ Ewing is the batter. I didn't flip my book in time, and I apologize for that. Hang around after the game. I'm going to show you a little bit of what happens around the studio and how I'm going to clean it up. I've been hinting at it for months. I just never got around to it, and it's my own fault. The White Sox will challenge it, and they are probably going to lose this challenge because it was a straight-up tie. My childhood heroes, Lawrence Taylor, Mark McGuire, and John Starks, won in every sport. Joe Montana, Michael Jordan. I got one for hockey, too, and that's Eddie the Eagle Belfour, one of many black hockey heroes of mine. My other hockey hero is Wayne Gretzky. Oh, that's a tie. That's a tie. I think they got this one right. I believe they got this one right. Yeah, he beat it. He beat that by a split second. He beat that by a split second, and Venable's going to come get the ball from Greg Newcomb. So we got a pitching change. That's an infield hit for AJ Ewing. And he leads off the third the way Lindor led off the first. Studio cleanup, put everything in a box, place the box in storage. Most of the stuff is garbage. Well, with some of the stuff that I have here, I wish I could put it in a box and take my family elsewhere. I've got to get to that point first. Let me take a break. We got a new pitcher on the way, and it's Eric Fetty. We'll tell you about him in 100 seconds on the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network.
This is the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like Boomstick Lady. No free throw is safe from the roar of her sticks. SeatGeek helps her find a seat in the direct eye line of the shooter so she can sit where her boomsticks make the biggest boom. Everybody okay? SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze car.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crown they get, they palm it and do two circles, and that translates to, I can beat up black people.
As he takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel.
And the pitch is strike. And the count's 0-1. So Newcomb goes 2 innings plus, allows 2 hits. The runner on first is Newcomb's responsibility. Here's the pitch. Outside, and inside, and the count's 1-1. Luis Torrens popped a home run last night in the Mets 10-5 win. Nobody out, a runner aboard. As Fetty kicks and fires, a slurve outside, and the count's 2-1. Two balls and a strike to Luis Torrens, who has the highest slugging percentage since the All-Star break. Next one, swing and a miss, or a foul out of play, beg your pardon. The count's even 2-2. Infield double play depth. Eric Fetty in relief of Sean Newcomb. The 2-2. A swing and a shot, foul out of play to the right. And we'll do it again. And this is with the runner, A.J. Ewing, going. I'll tell you what, Hobbit, one of the players that I loved dearly was Patrick Ewing. Absolutely loved him. My first ever favorite NBA player was Julius Erving. Here's the pitch. Swinging a foul at the plate. We'll do it again. But yeah, my first ever favorite pro basketball player was Julius Erving. And then I fell in love with Magic Johnson and the Showtime Lakers because of my mother. The 2-2, a swing and a bouncing ball up the middle. My drop. The second one, return to a double play. (4-3) on that double play. And quickly, 2 outs in the inning. And we're back to the top of the order in Francisco Lindor. The windup and the pitch to him is a strike on the inside upper corner, and the count's 0-1. Francisco Lindor doubled his first time up, but was stranded at second base. Good ball player in Francisco Lindor from his years with Cleveland and now with the Mets. Lindor owns a playoff grand slam that came against Philadelphia 2 years ago. The wind and the pitch is upstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike to Frankie Lindor. Fetty loves using the sweeper. The lowest usage pitch he ever used is his fastball. The cutter is his out pitch. The 1-1, swinging a drive into deep right field. Back goes Brayton Montgomery to the wall, and it's off the base of the wall. Montgomery will get it in. They head towards second, and the ball gets away. Everybody playing their backup position, so Lindor singles. It's a long, long single. Oh, man, he couple biscuits away from getting that one out of here. I loved the Bulls' battles with the Pacers, the Knicks, and, of course, the Detroit Pistons growing up. I love rivalries. Absolutely love rivalries. Here's Bo Bichette, and he swings and flies skies one to center field. Going back on it, Tristan Peters at the track, and he makes the catch. And the inning is over. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 1 left. My White Sox wiggle out of trouble. We go to the bottom of the third. It's the White Sox nothing and the Mets nothing on the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network.
This is the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like Boomstick Lady. No free throw is safe from the roar of her sticks. SeatGeek helps her find a seat in the direct eye line of the shooter so she can sit where her boomsticks make the biggest boom. Everybody okay? SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze car.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crayon they get, they palm it and do two circles, and that translates to, I can beat up black people.
As she takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel.
This is the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network.
Tristan Peters, Jake the Snake Rogers, and Sam I Am Antonacci to bat here in the bottom of the third. A happy birthday to Mrs. PAS, Pure Adrenaline Sports. We are, John and I are very, very sincere friends. And, they got 2 hits that inning. I beg your pardon. The Mets got 2 hits that inning. The infield single, which was challenged and remained. Here's Tristan Peters. And the first pitch to him, swing and a miss, strike one. Peters at 268, 8 homers. He's driven in 44. 1 for 6 in this series. The pitch, outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. So it was today that was Mrs. PAS's birthday. And Big John is still doing it. And a shout to the folks at Pure Adrenaline Sports. Here's the pitch. Swinging a shot foul to the right. And the count's 0-2. I wanted to be a ball boy for the White Sox for the longest time. I did. I wanted to be a ball boy. I never got the chance, though. McLean is ready. The kick and the pitch. High, 2-2. Tristan Peters playing center field this afternoon for our White Sox. The pitch, strike 3 called, and Peters knew it. Came back with a backdoor slider. 4th strikeout for McLean, and here's Jake Rogers. First pitch is checked foul out of play for strike 1. Nolan McLean is 14-9 through his first 33 career starts. Doc Gooden, 18-9. Jacob deGrom, 15-10. And Tom Seaver. And Rogers, can't believe he swung at that pitch, and the count's 0-2. Rogers at 178, 4 homers. He's driven in 13. He is 1 for 4 with that big 2-run homer on Friday, which gave the White Sox the winner, the walk-off winner. 0-2 pitch, swinging a foul, third base side. We'll do it again. 1 out in the bottom of the third. No score between the Mets and the White Sox in Game 3 of this series. Next one, strike 3 called, and Rogers knew it. 5th strikeout for... Oh, I got that one wrong. It's backwards, K. 5th strikeout for Nolan McLean, and he is dealing. We're back to the top of the order, and Sam I Am Antonacci, who struck out his first time up. Hitting at 267. 8 homers. He's driven in 37. Here she comes. That's outside, ball 1. One ball, no strikes. The pitch, outside, 2-0. Two balls, no strikes, 2 down here in the bottom of the third. Both on called strikeouts. Next one, a swing and a line drive, base hit in the left center field. So the White Sox get their first hit of the afternoon. And Sam Antonacci, and here is Munetaka Murakami. Murakami struck out looking his first time up. Nolan McLean loves working on the third base side of the rubber. So here's Murakami with 2 out. El Tigre, Miguel Vargas, due next. McLean from the stretch, third base side of the rubber, kicks and fires. Outside, ball 1. "29 homers, 58 RBIs for Murakami in his rookie season." The 1-0 pitch outside, and it's 2-0 off speed pitch. You can say what you want about Murakami and his average and his numbers and all that kind of stuff, but he has been a godsend to this White Sox team. 2-0 outside, 3-0 to Murakami. Three balls, no strikes to Munetaka Murakami with El Tigre Miguel Vargas on deck. And the 3-0 pitch. Swing and a miss, and the count's 3-1. You figured he was either taking or going to take a shot at 2 of them. 3-1 to Murakami. Antonacci leads away at first. And the 3-1 pitch. Strike called right down the middle. The count's full, 3-2. This will put Antonacci in motion. Three balls, 2 strikes. And the payoff to Murakami is low, ball 4. Murakami walks. So now the White Sox with a little bit of business going, with El Tigre coming to the plate. Vargas struck out looking his first time up. I beg your pardon. Yes, Vargas grounded out. I beg your pardon. Looked at the wrong box. First and second, 2 down with Miguel Vargas at the plate. And the first pitch to him is a they're going to get this. They're going to get this one because it was called a ball. And I think it's going to wind up being a strike. Yes, it is. And the count's 0-1. The 1-strike pitch, high, 1 ball, 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike, 2 down here in the bottom of the third, 2 on for the White Sox. Their best threat of the afternoon to date. And the 1-1 to Vargas is a ball. Wow. Oh, that was so close. 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike. The pitch on the way is a strike right there. Good call. Counts even 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, the count. McLean from the set looks at second. Antonacci out to a bigger lead, and Vargas fouls it away. Count stays where it is at 2-2. I just got asked in a podcast group that I'm in, what is my why? Her name is Jody K, which is my beautiful wife. More reasons why, my children. One more time, the 2-2, swinging a tapper foul at the plate. We'll do it again. Two balls, two strikes to El Tigre, Miguel Vargas. Trying to get the White Sox on the board first here in this rubber game. 2-2 the count. Vargas is ready, and so is McLean. Third base side of the rubber, and time is called. $60 extra base hits for Vargas, and that is tapped foul behind the plate. Only person in front of him, of course, Yordan Alvarez, who's leading the Houston Astros back into the postseason. Vargas 0 for 1. Antonacci at second, Murakami at first. And the 2-2 one more time is low and outside, ball 3. So now you get two runners in motion for the White Sox. Miguel Vargas tied for the team lead with 29 home runs. The runners are ready. Off they go. The payoff pitch. It's inside, ball 4. And the Mets are about to lose a challenge. They're going to take a look. That was called a ball. And that's what it was. So the bases are now loaded. A single for Antonacci, a walk to Murakami, and now a walk to Vargas. And that brings Andrew Benintendi to the plate. You cannot waste this opportunity if you're the White Sox, which brings a visit to the mound. Here's Andrew Benintendi, who flied out his first time up to right fielder Carson Bengi. This is the most difficult inning that Nolan McLean has had up to date. Bases loaded, 2 out. First 2 men were out on strikeouts, and then a single, a pair of walks, and here's Andrew Benintendi. First pitch is a strike on the outside corner. The count's 0-1. Antonacci at third, Murakami at second, Vargas at first. 2 out in the third. McLean from the stretch. The 0-1 to Andrews. Swing and a miss, and the count's 0-2. Oh, and 2 the count. And the 0-2 to Andrews. Strike 3 called right down the middle, and that's that. Doggone it. So, in essence, McLean winds up striking out the side. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 3 left. Dadgummit. Got to take advantage of opportunities like that. We go to the 4th. No score on the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network. Back in 100.
This is the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like Boomstick Lady. No free throw is safe from the roar of her sticks. SeatGeek helps her find a seat in the direct eye line of the shooter so she can sit where her boomsticks make the biggest boom. Everybody okay? SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze car.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crayon they get, they palm it and do 2 circles, and that translates to I can beat up black people.
As she takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, No, Pacific time zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel.
This is the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network.
I got so wrapped up in that third inning, I forgot I owe you an answer. How many different Mets hit a home run in Saturday's 10-5 win? The answer is 4. Robert Jr. hit a pair, Bo Bichette, Carson Bengi, and Luis Torrens. So we go to the top of the 4th, and Eric Fetty delivers a strike, and the count's 0-1 to Carson Bengi. 3, 4, and 5 due up for the Mets in this scoreless tie. Fetty from the windup delivers. Is low, 1 ball, 1 strike. Bengi struck out against Sean Newcomb his first time up. He's hitting at 275, 16 homers. He's driven in 53. Next one bounces away, and it's 2-1. Next time we'll be with you will be tomorrow when the Texas Rangers come a call into the South Side, 7:40 Eastern time for the first pitch. Next one, bouncing ball up the middle to Colson Montgomery. The toss across the first, 1 out in the 4th. I find it easier now, not just relying on electronics all the time when I do games in studio, but also to just do what I always do in the booth, which is to keep track of everything and write everything down. Here's Luis Robert Jr., who was 0 for 1 with a strikeout at pitches up and in for ball 1. Robert hitting at 221. He hit 2 homers last night, as mentioned. The pitch is low. Oh, they said he swung. Okay. One pitch, swinging a line drive, base hit in the center field. So Robert is on with his first hit of the afternoon. 4 hits now for the Mets. This is kind of what happened Friday. The Mets were peppering us defensively all over the field. The What's Good Family podcast is here with us. He says, I see you, bro. Keep up the good work. I appreciate it. I truly do. Buffer said, biggest villains as a kid. I hated Dennis Rodman, Jim McMahon, and Greg Maddux. Hobbit, why did you hate Jim McMahon? I know why you hated Greg Maddux. I think a lot of people hated Greg Maddux. A lot of people hated Greg Maddux. Fetty from the stretch with 1 out and 1 on. The pitch fouled out of play for strike 1. And we got a pinch hitter in the form of Jared Young, who's hitting 272 this year. So Young will bat for Wagaman. And I think also he'll take over at first base. 0-1 the count. The pitch on the way. A swing and a bouncing ball to Murakami. Second one, return, not in time. So a force out. 3-6. And Young is on with a fielder's choice. So 2 down to Christopher Morel. And Morel swings and misses at the first pitch for strike 1. 82 miles an hour on that first pitch. Morales, strikeout victim his first time up against Sean Newcomb. Betty, first base side of the rubber, works from the stretch. The kick and the pitch, outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. In the last 17 games, the Mets have hit 30 home runs, second most in the majors during that span, only to the Cubs, who have hit 31. Next one, call it a strike, throw to second, and he is out. Caught stealing 2-6 as Jarrett Young is cut down. And that'll retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left. To the bottom of the 4th. No score on the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network.
This is the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network.
The Big Ten.
You can say you're not impressed. You can say you're not happy. You can say all these things, but no, whatever the case may be, the Buckeyes are on top of the football world. And it's just where it is.
The SEC.
But I blame one person for this.
One person? What one person are you going to be blaming? Good. I don't give a crap. Big 12.
That team.
Sorry about that. My mic was muted. Montgomery, a strikeout victim back in the second inning. 1 of 5 on the afternoon, especially in the third when he struck out the side after allowing the bases to get loaded. Third base side of the rubber, McLean kicks and fires, swinging a miss on a slider for strike 1. Tomorrow, we got the Texas Rangers in town. 7:40 for the first pitch, 7 o'clock for our pregame show. As there's a lot to break down, especially now with the countdown being on. From the windup, the pitch, swinging a miss, or swinging a pop-up, I beg your pardon. Second baseman Simeon going out. It will be the center fielder Ewing that makes the catch, and there's 2 down in the 4th. White Sox only 1 hit to this juncture. That came in the 3rd. And here is Chase Mydroth. Chase Mydroth hit the first home run of the year for this White Sox team. We owe you a scoreboard, and we'll have that in the bottom of the 5th. Oh, that slider got inside and chased Mydroth out of the way. 1 ball, no strikes to count. Cardinals lead the Phillies 3-0. They're in the bottom of the 6th. Yankees and Blue Jays are 2 apiece. They're in the bottom of the 5th. Rays lead the Orioles 1-0. Nats and Marlins are 1 apiece. They're in the bottom of the 5th. Next one, swinging a miss. Counts even to 1-1. Astros lead the Oakland Athletics 4-0. They're in the bottom of the 3rd. Pena with a home run. And that is slashed foul out of play to the right. Unless Bengi can get to it, he cannot. And the count's 1-2 to Chase Mydroth. Rangers lead the Angels 1-0. Guardians and Rockies are just getting started in Denver. Next one, swinging a bouncing ball, headed to 3rd. Up with it, Bichette. Toss across to Young is in time, inning over. Oh, man. First time since the 1st that the White Sox have gone up and out in order. We are through 4. White Sox nothing, Mets nothing. Back with more after this on the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network.
This is the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network.
Hey, Eagles fan. Join my man Cool McCain and a host of others as they break down every single game, every single week in an objective manner, and also from a fan's perspective as well. Remember, this cast feels just like you. Nobody likes you. And you don't care. Fly, Eagles, fly. Eagles Elite Podcast. Every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and other podcast outlets. Join Ryan McCarthy.
I became a Jets fan because Kurt the Frog was my favorite Muppet because he was green, and the Jets wore green. That's how I became a Jets fan.
And Dustin Henry.
ESPN is cashing all in on let's pay a few personalities and we'll just kind of fill in the gaps.
As they walk you through all of the world of sports from their perspective.
The Albany Empire, it's a literal circus.
No credentials required. Where, Ryan, say the tag.
Where you don't need a press pass to talk sports.
Every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. On YouTube and where you can find all podcasts.
This is the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network.
Keep up with all the happenings on the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network by going to snowmanmultimedia.com/watch SMSN. That's where you can get all of the updates. All of our updates on Snowman Multimedia are encased into one website. We go to the fifth as Fetty delivers a ball down low, and the count is 1-0. Brett Beatty will now bat for Christopher Morel, hitting at .218 on the year, 8 homers. He's driven in 40. From the windup, the pitch upstairs, and it's off the catcher's helmet, and the count is 2-0. Scoreless tie here in the top of the fifth inning. Mets with 4 hits, White Sox with 1. And we'll get back to your messages in the chat in just a moment. The 2-0 pitch. Swinging a bouncing ball foul first base side. And the count is now 2-1. Royston Gibbs is with us, lifelong Mets fan. This year they're trash. And Royston, I owe you a lot, my friend. I really do. Next one is a ball with a sinker. And the count's 3-1. Eric Green says, let's go. Victor Locke says, pitchers duels that way. Goddess Be official. Check out her channel if you guys would. And that's a bouncing ball to the right side. Chase Mind dropped up with it. Underhanded toss to Murakami. 1 out in the fifth. 4-3 on that put out. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights is with us. Royston, who is your favorite Met of all time? And if you guys can help the channel, help us grow, get better equipment, because I promised a behind the scenes look after today's game. Marcus Semien takes the ball down low, and the count's 1-0. Semien grounded out to Chase Mydroth his first time up. But if you all can help the channel grow and help my family at the same time, that would be terrific. A sinker is up, and the count is 2-0. You can do so via Cash App at $Tallman.K50, or you can help us out. Next one, swinging a high fly ball into right field. No, that's popped up. Chase Mydroth trotting out into right field, makes the catch. 2 down in the inning. You can do so via Cash App, as I said, $Tallman.K50, or you can do so via PayPal. And that is at Snowman2172. I had a question. Here's AJ Ewing, who singled and was forced out back in the third. I had a question come to me asking me, why do I always put that out there? Jose Reyes. Cool. My favorite Met of all time is Doc Gooden. First pitch. Swinging a foul out of play for strike 1. Someone asked me why I always put my payment information out there. Because I'm coming back from cancer and I'm really trying to get into a position where I can help my family. Here's the pitch. Low and outside, 2-0. That's why I always do that. I'm really trying to get myself into a better position where I can help my family and not have to do that anymore. I want to do this and have it assist my family. That's outside. And the count's 2-1. And fellows like Victor Locke, Royston Gibbs, BGS, one of my mentors, that's why. The pitch, swing and a miss, and the count's 2-2. Also loved Keith Hernandez. There you go. Keith Hernandez, Doc Good. That 86 Mets team, I loved. Especially Doc Gooden. I wanted to be a pitcher. 2-2 pitch. Strike 3 call right there. And the inning is over. First strikeout for Eric Fetty. And for the first time, the Mets, for the second time, I beg your pardon, the Mets go up and down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. We go to the bottom of the fifth. I'll put the payment information out there again. For those of you that can help today, it would really be appreciated because I'm in the process of getting my CDL license, and anything you can do to help get that done and also help keep groceries in our household would be very, very appreciated. Back in 100 seconds on the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network.
This is the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network.
The Big Ten.
You can say you're not impressed. You can say you're not happy. You can say all these things, but no, whatever the case may be, the Buckeyes are on top of the football world. And it's just where it is.
The SEC.
But I blame one person for this.
One person. What one person are you going to be blaming? Good. I don't give a crap.
Big 12.
That team right there that is ranked 15 that put up 45 points.
Yes, sir.
They were picked dead last at the beginning of the season.
The ACC.
Quote, feeling the blues in Death Valley, close quote. Duke ends a 45-year drought in Clemson. You are coaching a team, son. Get with the program and worry about your program.
The CLP rankings, do away with that.
Right.
Do away with it.
Bring down the gridiron on the Playmakers Network YouTube channel and where you can find podcasts.
This is the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network.
Peters begins the bottom of the fifth with a ground ball to second. Simeon scoops it up, tosses to first. One pitch, one out. Here in the bottom of the fifth. We got a special for you coming tomorrow on Snowman in the Morning, and we'll show you what we're going to do to start the show before the next inning. Here is Jake Rogers, who struck out in the third. First pitch, sweeper inside, ball one. But yeah, that's why I keep putting everything out there. I want to get my family in a better position. Here's a strike right down the middle with a fastball. The count is even 1-1. And that's why I reach out to folks who have helped me before, see if they can help me again. And then later on, I want to pay it forward. Next one, swung on, hit foul out of play to the left. And the count's 1-2. That's why I always thank anyone and everyone who donates to the channel via the ways that I put out there or who gets a hold of me personally. Royals lead the Tigers 5-1. They're in the top of the fifth. Tigers are fading fast after we swept them in Detroit last weekend. The pitch on the way, up 2-2. Yeah, Mike Piazza's a good one. Hey, Royson, you remember second baseman by the name of Tim Tuffle? As Rogers swings and fouls one out of play. Count stays where it is at 2-2. I remember Tim Tuffle, Wally Backman. Who was the shortstop? Rafael Santana. I'm talking about that 86 Mets team. 2-2 pitch, high, and the count's full 3-2. 1 out in the 5th. Rogers at the plate. The White Sox have only 1 hit, and yet it's a pitcher's duel. The payoff pitch. A swinging a high fly ball into left field. Under it is Luis Robert Jr. He's back at the track, at the wall. He makes the leaping catch. Oh, baby. A half a foot more, and that baby's out of here. But Luis Robert La Pantera robs Jake Rogers of a home run. Hang a star on that. Two down in the 5th. And now here's Sam Antonacci, who takes a pitch on the outside corner for strike 1. Sam 1 for 2, the only hit of the afternoon for the White Sox so far. No score, bottom of the 5th inning as we roll right along. And now time called as Antonacci calls time at the plate. But yeah, there's like I said, someone had asked me that during the break. There's the reason why I always put my information out there. Here's a changeup for a strike and the count's 0-2. Because I want to get my family solvent. I want to get myself solvent and then build this thing up where not only I'm helping my family, there's a sinker inside and the count's 1-2. Not only where I'm helping my family, but I want to help others with this. And that's the other reason. That's another reason why I always put my GoFundMe out there, especially for the Snowman Stadium Tour, because I want to talk to cancer patients across the country. A curveball low and inside. They check it third, no swing. And the count's even 2-2. And did it hit him? It hit him. Okay. So Antonacci is aboard. And he is hit for the 24th time in 24th time this season. It did hit him. Here is Munetaka Murakami, and he takes a fastball on the outside corner. And Murakami says, that wasn't a strike. And Murakami was right. So it's 1-0 to Munetaka Murakami. So as I said, and I've said this entire inning, if anybody can help me and my family and this organization that I'm building, it will be very much appreciated. The pitch, a sweeper for a strike, and the count's even 1-1. The less worries on my shoulders about my family, the better. The 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss, and the count's 1-2. Murakami walked his last time up, so he's officially 0 for 1 on the afternoon. McLean is ready, brings his hands together, sets the chest, and the pitch. A swing and a ground ball, fair. Young grabs it at first, and that'll retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. One man left. Another runner left on base. The White Sox have left 6 through 5. We go to the 6th. No score in this rubber match between the White Sox and the Mets on the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network.
This is the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network.
The Big Ten.
You can say you're not impressed. You can say you're not happy. You can say all these things, but no, whatever the case may be, the Buckeyes are on top of the football world. And it's just where it is.
The SEC.
But I blame one person for this.
One person. What one person are you going to be blaming? Good. I don't give a crap.
Big 12.
That team right there that is ranked 15 that put up 45 points.
Yes, sir.
They were picked dead last at the beginning of the season.
The ACC.
Quote, feeling the blues in Death Valley, close quote. Duke ends a 45-year drought in Clemson. You are coaching a team, son. Get with the program and worry about your program.
The CLP rankings, do away with that.
Right.
Do away with it.
Bring down the gridiron on the Playmakers Network YouTube channel and where you can find podcasts.
This is the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network.
A.M. tomorrow. It's the Manic Monday edition of Snowman in the Morning. You can catch us live at 10 a.m. Eastern every single day, every single weekday, Monday through Friday on the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network and Snowman Multimedia and all of our radio stations. Luis Torrens at the plate, down a strike. Here's the pitch. A swing and a bouncing ball to short. Colson Montgomery up with it. The toss across to Murakami is in time. One down in the sixth. There we go. So Torrens is retired. He grounded into a double play his first time up. And now we're back to the top of the order in Francisco Lindor, who swings and bounces one foul for strike one. Lindor has doubled and singled. He is 2 for 2. Eric Fetty in relief of Sean Newcomb, who started and went 2+, and that changeup is outside. And that'll leave the count at 1-1. We're in the sixth. No score in this ball game. From the windup, here's the 1-1. A swing and a bouncing ball to Eric Fetty. He will do it himself. 1 unassisted, 2 down in the sixth, and Lindor is finally retired. Here is Bo Bichette, who is 0 for 2 this afternoon. I got a question for you guys, and I know a lot of people check in from out of town, but do you all want to see me cover the Bulls and the Blackhawks this year? Put a 1 in the chat if you want to see it. From the windup, the pitch to Bo, slashed out of play to the right for strike one. Because what I am tempted to do, along with my college football coverage, is just go with my Chicago teams. I'll cover the Colts and the 49ers. I got college football, mainly the SEC. But I want to add some hockey and some basketball to it also. Bichette slashes one foul out of play for strike two. Bichette 0 for 2 this afternoon. He grounded back to the pitcher, and he flied out to Tristan Peters in center. From the windup, the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck him out on 3 pitches. Inning over. So Bichette is now 0 for 3. Nothing across for the Mets. We go to the bottom of the 6th. White Sox and Mets are scoreless, if you can believe it, on the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network.
This is the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like Boomstick Lady. No free throw is safe from the roar of her sticks. SeatGeek helps her find a seat in the direct eye line of the shooter so she can sit where her boomsticks make the biggest boom. Everybody okay? SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze car.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crayon they get, they palm it and do two circles, and that translates to I can be the black people.
As he takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel.
This is the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network.
Bottom of the sixth inning, no score. As El Tigre Miguel Vargas will lead off the bottom of the sixth, followed by Benintendi and Braden Montgomery. Vargas walked 4 times yesterday, and Vargas swings and fouls one out of play for strike one. Guardians lead the Rockies 3-0. They're in the top of the first in Denver. That's what we have our eye on. And Vargas pops it up. And it'll be Young that will take it. First out of the sixth. Trey Larkins is up with us. The man who claims he knows basketball, but we know he doesn't. And I'm teasing it every time I do that. Trey, it's very, very wonderful to have you with us today, my friend. I got to get you back on the show, Trey Larkins. So 1 out, nobody on. Here's Andrew Benintendi. Righty to lefty. Here she comes. A sweeper outside for ball 1. Benintendi is 0 for 2. He flew out to right fielder Bengi and struck out in the third. The Club Geneva show was with us. Next one. That is tapped foul out of play. Which commercial are you referring to? I got a lot of them of some shows that we run on our programming here. Swing and a miss, and it's 1 and 2 to Benintendi. Top 7 in Baltimore. Rays lead the Orioles 3-0, and they're running away with the American League East. McLean still out there throwing 85 pitches to this date. Third base side of the rubber from the chest high wine. He delivers. That's way outside with a curve, and it's 2 and 2. The Club Geneva show checking in with us. Tigers and Royals are even 5 apiece in the bottom of the 5th. Next one, way outside, counts full 3 and 2. Tried to come at him with another curve. Rangers lead the Angels 3-0. They're in the top of the 4th as they compete for the West Division. And the payoff pitch, a sweeper outside for ball 4. Benintendi walks. So he's aboard for the first time today. Stick around after the game. I'm going to show you guys what I'm going to do to my workspace here. I'm going to show you the before. I'm going to catalog it, put it in pictures, and then when I get done tearing this place to pieces, I'll show you the after. Here is Braden Montgomery, who is 0 for 1, and he swings and fouls one out of play for strike 1. He walked his first time up in the second and then grounded to first base, so 3-1 on that put out. Next pitch, swing and a miss, and the count's 0-2. The Royals have grabbed the lead over the Tigers once again, 6-5. They're in the bottom of the 5th. They've gone to the bottom of the 1st. The Guardians lead the Rockies 3-0. White Sox just need to continue to take care of business. They take care of business, they'll be fine. Next one, swinging a bouncing ball headed to second. Second one, return not in time for the double play. So 4-6 on that force out to get Benintendi. Braden Montgomery is now on with a fielder's choice. And here is Colson Montgomery. Dadgummit. I'm working on like 10 different things at once, which is why I'm glad I got my desktop back up and running. Here's Colson Montgomery, who is 0 for 2. The pitch, swinging a bouncing ball, headed to second, tossed to first to get Colson Montgomery is in time, and the inning is over. Man, this is the Yankees series all over again. A pitcher's duel it has been and continues to be. Done with 6. No score on the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network.
This is the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network.
Hey everyone, I'm joined by my old friend, Mr. Ellis Williams, aka Mr. Biggs. You called me and you told me, you said, man, I got Car Shield and it worked. What made you get it?
I have this old SUV, and I know the manufacturer warranty is about to run out. I didn't want to get stuck with expensive car repairs.
Right.
So I gave Car Shield a call. Coverage was very affordable, and there was no long-term contract. A few months after that, transmission went on my car. I took it to my mechanic. They called Car Shield and saved my family and I $2,400.
Car Shield is America's #1 auto protection company. Their administrators have paid out over $1 billion in claims and cover most vehicles from 5,000 to 150,000 miles. You'll receive 24/7 roadside assistance, courtesy towing, rental reimbursement at no additional charge.
Give Car Shield a call today before it's too late. Remember,
Car Shield cars go farther.
Protect yourself now against expensive auto repair bills. Call 800-513-9263. SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like Boomstick Lady. No free throw is safe from the roar of her sticks. SeatGeek helps her find a seat in the direct eye line of the shooter so she can sit where her boomsticks make the biggest boom. Everybody okay? SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
This is the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network.
Top of the 7th inning, no score in this ball game. 3, 4, and 5 due up for the Mets. That's Bengi, Luis Robert Jr., and Jarrett Young to face right-hander Eric Fetty, who works first base side of the rubber and delivers a sinker up and in for ball 1. Carson Bengi is 0 for 2, struck out in the first, grounded out in the 4th. Fetty again, first base side of the rubber. From the windup, delivers. A sweeper inside, that's ball 2. Two 2-0 the count. And the 2-0 pitch. A sweeper for a strike, and it's 2-1. Dednio Nunez up and throwing for the Mets. Next one, low, 3-1. Now, is he going to replace McLean? Next one, swing and a foul, and the count's full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And my friend Eric says, what commercial is that? That's for the late, great Chris Bass, who is a very, very dear friend of mine and ours here at the network. Hagen Smith up and throwing in the White Sox bullpen. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody on, nobody out in the top of the 7th. And that actually happened, folks. Payoff pitch. Fouled out of play. We'll do it again. I swear, Eric Baker Gale, I swear to you that happened. That name, that entire conversation happened on my show. And it happened while I was in the hospital. The payoff pitch. A fly ball to left going back into Nachi. He misread it. He dives and it's out of play. A ground rule double for Carson Bengi to lead off the 7th. Antonacci nearly came up with it. but the wind took a hold of it. Now you have to wonder if we're going to see Hagen Smith just out of his reach. Great effort, Antonacci, but now you got to deal with Luis Robert Jr., who takes a pitch down low for ball one. Bangy hit second, nobody out, top of the seventh. Robert 1 for 2 on the afternoon. A single in the fourth. Fetty's pitch. A sweeper for a strike, and the count's even 1-1. One ball, one strike, the count. The pitch on the way. A changeup inside and low, 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, the count. Next one. A sweeper outside. It's 3-1. The 3 ball, 1 strike pitch is low, ball 4, and we got trouble. So Robert is on for the second time this afternoon with a walk, and you got runners at first and second and nobody out, and Will Venable will come out and get the lefty, Eric Hagen. So Fetty did a great job keeping the game scoreless, but we got a pitching change, and rookie Eric Hagen has got a mountain to climb. We'll take a break. We'll tell you about the new pitcher after this.
This is the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network.
The Big Ten.
You can say you're not impressed. You can say you're not happy. You can say all these things, but no, whatever the case may be, the Buckeyes are on top of the football world. And it's just where it is.
The SEC.
But I blame one person for this.
One person. What one person are you going to be blaming? Good. I don't give a crap.
Big 12.
That team right there that is ranked 15 that put up 45 points.
Yes, sir.
They were picked dead last at the beginning of the season.
The ACC.
Quote, feeling the blues in Death Valley, close quote. Duke ends a 45-year drought in Clemson. You are coaching a team, son. Get with the program and worry about your program.
The CLP rankings, do away with that.
Right.
Do away with it.
Bring down the gridiron on the Playmakers Network YouTube channel and where you can find podcasts.
This is the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network.
Hagen Smith is the new pitcher for the Chicago White Sox. Third pitcher of the afternoon. Started with Newcomb, then went to Fetty, who was brilliant in relief, but he allowed a single, a double, and a walk, and Hagen deals to Young. And we have a challenge on Hagen Smith's first pitch, which is low for ball 1. Young batted in the 4th inning for Wagaman and has taken over at first base. 6th appearance for Hagen Smith, 6 innings pitch, a 1.50 ERA, and he brings a fastball inside, and the count's 2-0. Two balls, no strikes to count. Next one. A 4-seamer outside. It's 3-0, and this is real trouble. The 3-0 pitch is a strike right down at the bottom of the zone. The count's 3-1. Man, you would love a double play here. Sox have already turned one double play this afternoon. Hagen Smith, the rookie, looks at first, and the pitch, swinging a foul, and the count's full 3-2. This is where your hand starts shaking with a scoreless tie, 2 on, nobody out here in the top of the 7th, and now Young calls time. And now Hagen Smith looks at first, the payoff pitch, swing and a miss. He struck him out, 1 down in the 7th. Nasty curveball, nasty. And there's 1 down. The Club Geneva show as what commercial was that? That was based off a conversation, as I told you in private, that happened live on my morning show. Victor Locke can tell you the details of that. I was in the hospital when that happened. And we kept it. We kept it because it's one of the identifiers. Here's Alvarez that will bat in place of Christopher Morel. He takes a slider on the outside corner for a strike, and the count's 0-1. Francisco Alvarez hitting at .236. 13 homers. He's driven in 30. So Alvarez bats for Christopher Morel. 0-1 the count. The pitch on the way. A strike on the outside corner, and the count's 0-2. Infield double play depth except for Murakami, who is playing away from the runner. The 2-strike pitch, high and tight for ball 1. Two and 1 the count. The pitch on the way. Does he get him? Yes! He does get him with a slider. Late call, but he struck him out. 2 down in the inning. And that'll bring up Marcus Semien. Bang! Right there with that curveball. That's a nasty pitch. As I asked Big John when I teamed up with him to do a game, what kind of filth was that? Now, a quick visit from the pitching coach. Kansas City has jumped to a 9-5 lead over Detroit, so they have reestablished the 4-run lead. Minnesota San Diego will go at the top of the hour, and that's our next division opponent, the Minnesota Twins, and that's next weekend. And you bet your you know what we're going to have all of those. Here's Marcus Semien, who is 0 for 2. 2 outs, top of the 7th. The pitch, a slider outside for ball 1. And I think the White Sox are going to lose this challenge. It was low and outside. Tristan Peters calls for a look. And it was low and outside. That's ball 1. So 1 ABS challenge left for both teams. The pitch, a smash foul, third base side, and the count's even 1-1. So a ground rule double by Carson Bengi started this inning, then a walk to Luis Robert Jr., and then Jared Young struck out, and Francisco Alvarez struck out. And that's where we stand right now. 2 out, 2 on, top of the 7th. The pitch, a slider outside, and it's 2-1. I think this Hagen Smith may, in the future, wind up being our closer, our left-handed closer. We'll see. The 2-1 pitch, a swing and a pop foul out of play by Marcus Semien, and the count's even 2-2. Hagen Smith leans in, gets his sign. 2 balls, 2 strikes, brings the hands together, set at the belt. And the pitch, swing and a miss. He struck him out, and he struck out the side. Swinging, looking, and swinging again. Wow. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left. Time to stretch. And let's get some runs, boys. Bottom of the 7th. No score on the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network.
This is the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like Boomstick Lady. No free throw is safe from the roar of her sticks. SeatGeek helps her find a seat in the direct eye line of the shooter so she can sit where her boomsticks make the biggest boom. Everybody okay? SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze claw.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crayon they get, they palm it and do 2 circles, and that translates to I can beat up black people.
As she takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel.
This is the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network.
I decided to heck with it. I'm going to do some hockey this year, so look for coverage of the Chicago Blackhawks and other hockey games throughout the course of this upcoming season. To the bottom of the 7th, 7, 8, and 9 due for the White Sox. That's my draw, Peters and Jake the Snake Rogers. Twins and Padres are about 12 minutes from getting going. Nunez comes in to pitch, and my draw bunts one up the third base line, foul for strike 1. Tell you what, if that stayed fair, that was an infield hit with no problem. A 1-1 the count to Chase Mydroff. And Mr. Mydroff is 0 for 2. A grounder to second and a grounder to third. Dedneo Nunez making his 7th appearance, 7th and the 3rd innings pitched with an 8.53 ERA. And this is where you have to take advantage if you're the White Sox. You've gotten into their bullpen as they've gotten into yours. 0-1 the count. The pitch to Chase. Swing and a miss on a slider, and the count's 0-2. Mydroff, Peters, and Rogers due up in the 7th. They're in the bottom of the 7th in New York, and the Yankees up on the Blue Jays 5-2. The pitch on the way. A swing and a bouncing ball to third. Up with it, Bo Bichette. The toss across to first is in time. 1 down in the 7th. Another ground out to third base for Chase Mydroff. And that'll bring Tristan Peters to the plate. 0-6-0 for the Mets. 0-2-0 for the White Sox. Astros lead the Athletics 6-3. They're in the top of the 5th inning in Houston. First pitch to Tristan Peters, swung on and missed for strike 1 with a fastball. Tell the truth, how many of you guys had the White Sox leading this division on your bingo card? The 1-strike pitch, swing and a miss, and the count's 0-2. On Tristan Peters, who was 0 for 2, struck out in the 3rd and grounded out in the 5th. 1 out in the 7th with no score. This may take extra innings, folks. This just might take extra innings. I got a question for Royston Gibbs. If you're still in the chat, have you an email address where I can reach you? The pitch. Line drive, base hit in the right field. So Peters reaches with the 3rd White Sox hit this afternoon. And with one out, that'll bring up Jake the Snake Rogers. Took a curveball and whacked it in right field, did Tristan Peters, who is having a glorious rookie season. The numbers may not show it, but with some of the plays that he's made and how he's come through in late situations, it's been fun to watch this man grow up and this team. Here is Jake the Snake Rogers, who had a walk-off home run on Friday. A turn and throw to first. Peters is back safely. Rogers 0 for 2, struck out in the third, flew out to left in the seventh when he nearly took one out of here. But Luis Robert Jr. made a great leaping catch at the wall. The pitch fouled out of play for strike one. So McLean goes 6, gives up 2 hits, no runs. And he struck out 6 in the process. We'll give you the entire wrap-up during our post-game show. 0-1 the count to Jake Rogers. The pitch on the way, swing and a miss on a fastball, and the count's 0-2. Oh, and 2 the count. And the pitch. Fastball right down the middle. Doesn't get the call. Wow. And the count's 1-2. Nunez from the set. The pitch to Rogers. Swung on and missed. Throw to second. Not in time. Couldn't get Peters. And did they call that a ball at the plate? Nope, they didn't. Rogers struck out. He strikes out for the second time. Peters swipes the base. He's at second. And the White Sox, for only the second time this afternoon, have a runner in scoring position. 7th stolen base this year for Tristan Peters. And we're back to the top of the order in Sam Antonacci, who has singled, was hit by a pitch, and struck out. And I think that's going to be it for Nunez. Or that's the pitching coach. Who was your pick to click in this inning? So 2 out. Peters at second. Sam Antonacci headed to the plate. Daniel Duarte now up and throwing for the New York Mets. So Peters at second with 2 out, and Sam Antonacci at the plate, who was hit by a pitch his last time up, hitting at .269. Nunez from the stretch, the kick and the pitch, low and inside, ball 1. One ball, no strikes. Peters at second, Antonacci at the plate. And the 1-0 pitch. High, 2 balls, no strikes. Can the White Sox get this to Murakami and company? Can you at least get it to Murakami? 2-0 to Antonacci. The pitch on the way, swinging a grounder foul first base side. And the count is 2-1. Antonacci seems to be limping for a little bit. But he's back in the batter's box. Right-hander to left-hander. Nunez pitching to Antonacci. Two and one the count. The pitch on the way. He did go. And the count is even at 2-2. Antonacci tried to hold up, couldn't. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Sam I.M. Peters at second, 2 down. Nunez sets at the belt. The pitch, swinging a high fly ball into right field. Bengi is backing up. He makes the catch. The inning is over. And another wasted opportunity for the White Sox. No runs, one hit, no errors, a stolen base, and one man left. It's getting late, folks, but we're still scoreless as we go to the top of the 8th inning on the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network.
This is the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network.
Hey, Eagles fan. Join my man Cool McCain and a host of others as they break down every single game, every single week in an objective manner, and also from a fan's perspective as well. Remember, this cast feels just like you. Nobody likes you. And you don't care. Fly, Eagles, fly. Eagles Elite Podcast. Every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and other podcast outlets. Join Ryan McCarthy.
I became a Jets fan because Kurt the Frog was my favorite Muppet because he was green, and the Jets wore green. That's how I became a Jets fan.
And Dustin Henry.
ESPN is cashing all in on let's pay a few personalities and we'll just kind of fill in the gaps.
As they walk you through all of the world of sports from their perspective.
The Albany Empire, it's a literal circus.
No credentials required. Where, Ryan, say the tag.
Where you don't need a press pass to talk sports.
Every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. On YouTube and where you can find all podcasts.
This is the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network.
All right, I'll let the cat out of the bag, even though I don't have the promo yet. We're going to honor Howie Rose, who has announced his retirement after this season with some of his best calls, and Chris Dietz will lead that tomorrow beginning at 10 a.m. Then we'll have Jay Spivey, and then the usual second hour madness. Hagen Smith begins the 8th, and the first pitch is swung on and fouled out of play by A.J. Ewing. Unless Vargas can get to it, he cannot. And the count's 0-1. A.J. Ewing singled and struck out. Singled in the 3rd, struck out in the 6th. He bats here in the 8th. Struck out in the 5th, I beg your pardon. He bats here in the 8th with no score. Mets about to hit the White Sox 6-3 to this juncture. It'll take a run to win it, I believe. Here's the pitch. Bouncing ball. Oh, what a stop by Hagen Smith. 1 out in the 8th. He was falling off the mound and then just stuck his glove out there, and he says, I got this. He went across his body to scoop that up. You have to be an athlete if you're a pitcher. You absolutely have to be. Here is Luis Torrens, who is 0 for 2, grounded into a double play his first time up. He takes a strike, and the count's 0-1. Matter of fact, he's grounded out twice. Swing and a miss, and the count's 0-2. Oh, 2 the count. We're going to add some trivia and get everything timed up perfectly. That is poked on the ground to second. Mydroth up with it. Tossed to first in time. 2 down in the inning. Man, the pitchers have done a great job to date. Both pitching staffs have been spectacular. We're back to the top of the order in Francisco Lindor. And time called at the plate as Mr. Lindor is 2 for 3. Double in the 1st, single in the 3rd, grounded out to the pitcher in the 6th. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes to count. From the windup, here's the 1-0. Up and outside, 2-0. As I was explaining to a friend of mine, Eric Baker Gale, who's in a very good podcast group that I'm in, that placenta story actually, that conversation actually happened on my show live. The pitch outside, 3-0. That happened live because Victor told us about a mother who named her daughter Placenta. You figure out the rest. Here's the 3-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. And the count's 3-1 to Francisco Lindor. And Lindor is laughing. I'm like, why didn't I swing at that last pitch? It was a 1.5 feet away from me. The 3-1. A swing and a high fly ball in the lip of the outfield. My drop. Got it. Inning over. 1, 2, 3. Go the Mets. As Lindor pops out. He is now 2 for 4 on the afternoon. To the bottom of the 8th, Munetaka Murakami will lead things off. We don't have any score yet. And tomorrow on Snowman in the Morning, a tribute to Howie Rose, who is retiring at the end of this season. It's the last ride for Howie Rose, and we will honor him. Bottom of the 8th, no score on the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network.
This is the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like Boomstick Lady. No free throw is safe from the roar of her sticks. SeatGeek helps her find a seat in the direct eye line of the shooter so she can sit where her boomsticks make the biggest boom. Everybody okay? SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze car.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crayon they get, they palm it and do 2 circles, and that translates to, I can beat up black people.
As he takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel.
This is the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network.
Daniel Duarte now on the pitch for the Mets, making his 18th appearance, 22 innings pitch, 0.82 ERA. And he's got the heart of the order, Murakami, Vargas, and Benintendi to deal with here in the bottom of the 8th inning, as Howie Rose is who we will honor tomorrow on Snowman in the Morning. From the windup, the pitch to Murakami is a strike, and the count's 0-1. 0-6-0 for the Mets, 0-3-0 for the White Sox. And Murakami says, take a look. That was right down, Mune, that was right down the middle. And the Sox are out of ABS challenges for the remainder of the game. Rangers lead the Angels 5-0. They're in the bottom of the 5th. 0-1 the count. The kick and the pitch. Low and inside. The count's even 1 ball, 1 strike. They're in the bottom of the 2nd. And the Rockies have crawled back into the game. It's now 5-2 Cleveland. Grant Taylor more than likely will pitch the 9th inning for the White Sox, as each team has used 3 pitchers to date. Here she comes, low, and the count's 2-1. Murakami is 0 for 2 with a walk. He grounded out back in the 5th. The pitch fouled out of play, and the count's even 2-2. Man, hope you have stayed with us for the entirety of this one. This has been a dandy. Final game in this 3-game series with the White Sox and the Mets. Rubber match. White Sox trying to shrink their magic number. Here's the pitch. Swinging a foul at the plate. We'll do it again. Two balls, two strikes, the count to Munetaka Murakami. Duarte from the set. And the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Murakami's gone. 1 out in the 8th. Second time Murakami has struck out this afternoon. And that'll bring El Tigre Miguel Vargas to the plate, who is 0 for 2, also with a walk. He grounded out in the first, walked in the third, popped out to first base in the 6th. So after an off day Thursday, we see the Twins Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then we get 4 with Houston to close the month and start the next month. The pitch to El Tigre is bounced foul up the first base line for strike 1. Tough day hitting for both teams. As mentioned, Vargas 0 for 2 with a walk back in the 3rd. This may go extras the way this is going. The 0-1 pitch, a sweeper upstairs, and the count's even. 1 ball, 1 strike. Great pitchers duel by both staffs today. 1 ball, 1 strike. The kick and the pitch is a cutter upstairs, 2-1. Andrew Benintendi would be next, but I may get a feeling we'll see Randall Grichuk. We will see what happens. No score, bottom of the 8th inning. The pitch is a sweeper low, 3-1. The Athletics have come all the way back to tie the Astros 6 apiece. They're in the bottom of the 5th. Isaac Paredes has gone deep for the Astros. Royals lead the Tigers 9-6. Next one, swing and a miss on a cutter. And the counts full, beg your pardon, 3-2. It's like, you know what's coming. You want to take a hack at it, and you still couldn't catch it. 3-2 to Miguel Vargas. Trying to get something going for the White Sox here in the 8th. And the pitch on the way. Swinging a high pop-up foul. And we'll do it again. A little bit of a weak swing by Vargas. But he got a piece of it and fouled it off. Andrew Benintendi scheduled to hit next. Braden Montgomery in the hole just in case. The payoff pitch. Swinging a ground ball. Base hit to left field by Vargas. So Vargas is on for the second time this afternoon. 4th hit for the White Sox. And now, do you bring Benintendi to the plate to face Duarte, or do you go with Randall Grichuk? So Vargas on at first. They'll stick with Benintendi with 1 out, 1 on here in the 8th. The kick and the pitch. Upstairs with a sinker, ball 1. Andrew Benintendi is 0 for 2, also with a walk. Duarte from the set position and the 1-0 pitch. A cutter inside. It's 2-0. 1 out, 1 on. Bottom of the 8th inning with no score. Sellout crowd at Wright Field. Yes, I said that. Sellout crowd at Wright Field. The pitch. A cutter for a strike, and it's 2-1. This White Sox team has been special all season long. They may not have dominated the stats, and they may play in what people call a bad division, but you know what? We're in first place. The 2-1. A swing at a high fly ball into deep right field, going back on it, and that's going to get down and up against the wall. It kicks away. Vargas is running. Round third. Cannon for the plate. This is trouble. At the plate. Vargas scores, and the White Sox lead 1-0 on a double by Andrew Benintendi, an RBI double. That hit the base of the wall and kicked away from right fielder Bengi, which had Vargas giddy up and around third. He gets all the way home with the first run of the game here in the 8th. But don't, as the legendary Ken the Hawk Harrelson would say during White Sox broadcast, don't stop now, boys. And Vargas was chugging, but he was able to beat the throw. This young White Sox team, man, you got to applaud these guys. Benintendi has been lifted for a pinch runner in Luis Angel Acuna, who stands at third base. So a double with Benintendi taking third on the throw. The pitch to Montgomery, swing and a miss, and the count's 0-1. Mr. Braden Montgomery is 0 for 2 with a walk. Seemed to have said that a lot until here in the 8th inning. Duarte brings his hands together, sets at the belt, the kick of the pitch, a sinker low, 1 ball, 1 strike to Braden Montgomery. Finally, the patience pays off for the White Sox. They lead 1-0 here in the bottom of the 8th. Grant Taylor is ready. And I think Grant Taylor may be our closer going forward. We'll see. That's me thinking ahead. The 1-1 pitch. A sinker for a strike, and the count's 1-2. And Montgomery says, take a look, but they're out of challenges. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. A run home for the White Sox. They lead 1-0 with Luis Angel Acuna, the pinch runner, at third. You want to get him home. You want to get him home and keep the line moving. Colson Montgomery due next. Here's the pitch. Swinging a high fly ball into left, twisting foul and out of play. And that'll keep the count where it is at 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, runner at third, and Luis Angel Acuna. And the pitch. Low, they check at third, no swing, and the count's even 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes to Braden Montgomery. Man, you want to get this runner at third base home. Duarte sets and delivers a swing and a bouncer foul at the plate. Came at him with a sweeper, and Braden Montgomery was able to get a piece of it. This young man, Braden Montgomery, is going to be a heck of a player for the White Sox. I go back to his first game against Atlanta back in June, where he walked us off with a 2-run homer in the 10th inning against one of the best teams in baseball. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Braden Montgomery. Here she comes. Strike 3 called right down the middle, and that was the sinker, and he knew it. So 2 down to Colson Montgomery. For those of you tuning in for the first time this afternoon, my name is Brian Snow, alternative play-by-play announcer and full-time play-by-play announcer. Happy you have tuned in with us and hope that you are enjoying it. Here is Colson Montgomery, who is 0 for 3. He takes a sweeper outside for ball 1. Colson Montgomery is 0 for 3. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss, and the count's 1-1. In case Colson Montgomery reaches, we got Chase Mydroff waiting in the wings. Murakami struck out to begin the inning, and then a single by Miguel Vargas, a sharp single, and then a triple by Andrew Benintendi gets home Vargas, and Braden Montgomery struck out. That's where we are right now. 1 ball, 1 strike to Colson Montgomery. Runner at third, 2 out. The pitch. He waved at it. And the count's 1-2 to Colson Montgomery. And Montgomery is saying, did I go? Did I go? And Venable is saying, wait. And then he waves it off. No challenge. He did go. He did go. He was looking at his dugout saying, did I go? Did I go? 1-2 to Colson Montgomery. Duarte sets at the belt. The kick and the pitch. Swing and a miss. Montgomery's gone. And that'll do it for the White Sox here in the 8th as Duarte strikes out the side. But the White Sox strike. They get a run on 2 hits. No errors. And they leave 1. That's a key runner they left at third base. We go to the money frame, the top of the 9th inning. It's the White Sox 1 and the Mets nothing. Let's see if the White Sox can close this baby out on the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network.
This is the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network.
The Big Ten.
You can say you're not impressed. You can say you're not happy. You can say all these things, but no, whatever the case may be, the Buckeyes are on top of the football world. And it's just where it is.
The SEC.
But I blame one person for this.
One person. What one person are you going to be blaming? Good. I don't give a crap.
Big 12.
That team right there that is ranked 15 that put up 45 points.
Yes, sir.
They were picked dead last at the beginning of the season.
The ACC.
Quote, feeling the blues in Death Valley, close quote. Duke ends a 45-year drought in Clemson. You are coaching a team, son. Get with the program and worry about your program.
The CLP rankings, do away with that.
Right.
Do away with it.
Bring down the gridiron on the Playmakers Network YouTube channel and where you can find podcasts.
This is the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network.
All right, folks, we go to the top of the 9th inning and hard-throwing Grant Taylor making his 50th appearance. 67 innings pitched with a 2.01 ERA. And the job is simple. Go 1, 2, 3, and let's go home. And that's a ground ball to second. My draw, toss to first. Bo Bichette's retired. And as I say that, that's that. 1 down to the 9th. White Sox trying to make it 2 out of 3 over the Mets. Tristan Peters now moves to left. Brayton Montgomery is now in center field. Grant Taylor is the new pitcher for the White Sox, trying to close this baby out for Eric Fetty, who would get the win. From the windup, here's the pitch. A curveball low, ball 1. I beg your pardon. It would be Hagan that would get the win. Grant Taylor, since July 4th, he's pitched 22 and a third and hasn't allowed nothing. He's walked 8, struck out 23. From the windup, here's the pitch. Swinging a fly ball into left. Get there, Sam. He won't. It drops for a base hit. And Bengi on with the hit. He's the tying run. He has doubled and singled his last 2 times up. Now to bring La Pantera, Luis Robert Jr. up to the plate. That's the 7th hit for the New York Mets this afternoon. As the Hawk would say, that was a dying quail. Here is Luis Robert. The pitch. Sinker outside, ball 1. How do you throw a sinker at 99? Luis Robert Jr. is 0 for 1 with a beg your pardon, 1 for 2 with a walk. The pitch. Swinging a foul out of play. The count's even 1 ball, 1 strike to former White Sox prospect Luis Robert Jr., who had a couple of good years in Chicago. But then he and Eloy Jimenez just kept getting injured. They could not stay healthy. Benke leads away from first. Robert at the plate. Taylor from the set position. The kick and the pitch. A curveball inside, and the count's 2-1. Two balls and a strike to count. And the pitch on the way. A curveball outside. 3-1 to Luis Robert Jr. And you got Jared Taylor due next to pinch hit for Eric Wagaman. Three and one the count. And the pitch, high, ball four with a sinker. And Luis Robert Jr. reaches, and now you got problems. You have the tying run now at second, the go-ahead run at first. And that's the second time that Luis Robert Jr. has walked this afternoon. Grant Taylor, the new pitcher for the White Sox, trying to close this baby out. 1-0 White Sox lead here in the top of the ninth. Jared Young takes a fastball inside, ball one. Benke at second, Robert at first. A double play gets us out of here. Taylor sets, comes to the belt. Looks at second, and the pitch. A curveball missed. 2-0. 30,000 plus at Rate Field this afternoon. We'll give you all of the numbers when we get done. The 2-0 pitch, a fastball inside, check at third, no swing, and it's 3-0. Now we got problems. Grant Taylor has gone 3-0 to Jared Young. The 3-0 pitch, fastball right down the middle for a strike, 3-1. Three balls, one strike. One down here in the ninth. And the 3-1 pitch. A swing at a bouncing ball up the middle, base hit. Benke rounds third. He'll come to the plate. This game is tied. Run scoring single for Jared Young. And we're tied at 1. 8th hit now for the Mets. So there will indeed be a bottom of the ninth for the White Sox. So the Mets have come back after allowing a run in the 8th. They get to Grant Taylor in the 9th. And here is Francisco Alvarez. The pitch to him. They check it first. And they say no swing, and the count's 1-0. Alvarez batted in place of Christopher Morel in the 7th and struck out. 1-1 tie here in the 9th. And the pitch is a strike, and the count's even 1-1. So the White Sox get a run in the 8th. Bullpen busy for the Mets in this inning. And the Mets have tied it here in the 9th with the go-ahead run standing at second. Here she comes. That's low, 2-1. Francisco Alvarez struck out his first time up back in the 7th inning. Marcus Semien, A.J. Ewing awaiting their turn. Taylor's pitch. Swing and a miss, and the count's even 2-2. White Sox get a run in the bottom of the 8th. The Mets answer here in the top of the 9th, and they've got 2 on with Robert at second and Young at first, who delivered the run-scoring single that tied this game up as Benke got a 1-out hit to left. Taylor's ready. 2-2 pitch. Low with a fastball. Counts full 3-2. Marcus Semien is next. He's 0 for 3. Taylor stands still and delivers. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Francisco Alvarez is gone. 2 down in the 9th inning. And I'm running out of room in my scorebook, as the late, great Jim Durham often said about Michael Jordan running him out of room. I am literally using a notebook to keep score with this. Here is Marcus Semien, who was 0 for 3. A ground out to second, a pop out to second, and a strikeout. He struck out in the 7th. He bats here in the 9th. Taylor looks at second at Luis Robert, and the pitch, swing and a miss on a slider, and the count's 0-1. So, bottom of the 9th for the White Sox, 7, 8, and 9. Mydroth Peters and Jake the Snake Rogers. The pitch is low. Good job by Rogers jumping on it in a hurry to make sure the runners don't advance. Counts even, 1 ball, 1 strike. And that crucial insurance run, Luis Angel Acuna, we left at third base, is now biting us. The pitch, high, 2-1. That nearly went to the backstop. We have 2 out, 2 on, a run in for the Mets in a tie game at 1. It took until the late innings for each team to get a run. 2-1 the count. Taylor sets at the belt. The pitch, high and tight, 3-1 to Marcus Semien. Infield at normal depth with 2 out. 3-1 to Marcus Semien. Taylor sets. And the pitch, high and tight, ball 4. And now we really got a problem with the bases loaded. And this will bring the pitching coach out to the mound for a walk, for a chat. Here's how the 9th inning is gone. 6 men have come to the plate already. It began with a ground out by Bo Bichette, a single by Carson Bengi. Luis Robert Jr. walked. Jared Taylor singled home Bengi with the tying run. And Francisco Alvarez struck out. And Marcus Semien just walked on a payoff pitch. And A.J. Ewing will now come to the plate. A.J. Ewing 1 for 3. A single in the 3rd. Struck out in the 5th. And he grounded out in the 8th. Trevor Richards quickly up and throwing for the White Sox, just in case we see extra innings, as Grant Taylor has blown the save, but now you want to get out of this with just the 1 run scored. Here she comes, a curveball strike, and the count's 0-1, and Ewing said, oh, no, you don't. Take a look. It was called a strike. Ewing says, take a look at it. And it was indeed a strike. So the Mets, just like the White Sox, are out of ABS challenges unless we go extra innings. One 0-1 the count to A.J. Ewing. Here she comes. Fastball high and tight. And the count's even, 1 ball, 1 strike. For those of you joining us late, my name is Brian Snow with Independent Alternative Play-by-Play. Happy to have you with us this afternoon. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down here in the top of the 9th in a 1-1 tie. Taylor sets at the belt. Looks at third. Here's the pitch. High with a curveball, 2-1. Seven, 8, and 9 due for the White Sox in the bottom of the 9th. The pitch to Ewing. Swinging a foul out of play. It's 2-2. Even with all the adversity this young White Sox team has gone through, how much have y'all loved watching them grow up? And now 30,000 plus come to their feet at Rate Field. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and that will take care of that. What a job by Grant Taylor after allowing the tying run to score. He gets out of it and leaves the bases loaded. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and the bases are left loaded. The Mets have left 9. We go to the bottom of the ninth. Time for the White Sox to walk it off again in a 1-1 tie on the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network.
This is the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like Boomstick Lady. No free throw is safe from the roar of her sticks. SeatGeek helps her find a seat in the direct eye line of the shooter so she can sit where her boomsticks make the biggest boom. Everybody okay? SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze car.
And ever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crayon they get, they palm it and do two circles, and that translates to I can beat up black people.
As she takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, No, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. No, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel.
This is the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network.
Kodai Senga is the fourth pitcher for the New York Mets, making his 21st appearance. He's thrown 51 2/3. He has a 7.66 ERA coming into this appearance, and he'll face Chase Mydrop, Tristan Peters, and Jake the Snake Rogers. Here in the bottom of the ninth inning, in a 1-1 tie, Chase Mydrop is 0 for 3 on the afternoon. We'll keep our eye on everything that's going on in the AL Central Division as Senga kicks and deals outside, ball 1 to Chase Mydrop. Full house here at the rate. Texas comes in tomorrow. Then we get a day off on Thursday. And then we go to Minnesota for 3 and to Houston for 4. The 1-0. Low, 2 balls, no strikes. Final scores in. Phillies come back and beat the Cardinals 6-4 with a 6-run ninth. Wow. Brian Hudson now up and throwing for the White Sox in case we see extras. And Mydrop swings and pops it foul out of play. And the count's 2-1. Rays defeat the Orioles 3-1 at Oriole Park at Camden Yards. Yankees beat the Blue Jays 8-5 in the Bronx. Marlins beat the Nationals 6-2 in Florida. Two balls, 1 strike to Chase Mydrop. Here it comes. A swing and a bouncer to third, backhanded by Bichette. Long throw to first, dug out by Young. 1 out in the ninth. Royals lead the Tigers 9-7. They're in the bottom of the 8th inning. And Mydrop is 0 for 4. Great play by Young at first to dig it out. They're in the bottom of the 7th in Houston. The Athletics and the Astros are tied at 6 apiece. Here's Tristan Peters, who singled his last time up. Back in the 7th. He takes a forkball low for ball 1. Peters 1 for 3 this afternoon. The pitch low, 2-0. Don't forget, tomorrow on Snowman in the Morning, we will honor the legend that is Howie Rose, who is retiring at the end of this season. Longtime voice of the New York Mets. So hometown boy does very, very good. The 2-0 pitch outside, 3-0 with a fastball. Reds and Diamondbacks are scoreless. They're in the top of the 2nd. Braves and Brewers. Perhaps another pitcher's duel. We're tied 1-1 here in the ninth. Bottom of the ninth, that is. Here's the pitch. Right down the middle for a strike. It's 3-1 to Tristan Peters. Jake the Snake Rogers would be next. They were in the top of the fourth in Colorado. Guardians still lead 5-2. The pitch to Peters. A swing and a high fly ball into deep center field. Going back on it is Ewing at the track, at the wall. He leaps. It's gone. It's a goal. Tristan Peters has walked us off. And for the second time in 3 games, the Chicago White Sox with a walk-off winner via a home run. On Friday, it was Jake Rogers, and today it's Tristan Peters. And that, my friends, is a White Sox winner. So the White Sox bullpen allows the tying run in the top of this inning. Grant Taylor gets the win. And that is Peters' second walk-off hit this year. Holy catfish. This White Sox team continues to win. I don't care what anybody says about the American League. This White Sox team continues to win, which is what they need to do. And as it stands right now, they lead Cleveland by 4, Minnesota by 5, and the Tigers by 6.5. And the magic number is down to 29. We'll give you the full update tomorrow on Snowman in the morning. Tristan Peters walks us off with his 8th home run of the year, and that's a White Sox winner by a final of 2-1. Great pitching on both sides this afternoon. And your final totals on the board: 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the White Sox, a run on 7 hits, and no errors for the Mets. You'll see the full board, including today's attendance, who gets the win, who gets the loss. And our postgame show will begin after these messages on the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network. What a win for this young White Sox team.
This is the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network.
Join Ryan McCarthy.
I became a Jets fan because Kurt the Frog was my favorite Muppet because he was green, and the Jets wore green. That's how I became a Jets fan.
And Dustin Henry.
ESPN is cashing all in on let's pay a few personalities and we'll just kind of fill in the gaps.
As they walk you through all of the world of sports from their perspective.
The Albany Empire, it's a literal circus.
No credentials required. Where, Ryan, say the tag.
Where you don't need a press pass to talk sports.
Every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. On YouTube and where you can find all podcasts.
I want to do a TED Talk, but I don't have anything to talk about yet. I'm getting there.
Life is for the living. We're not here that long.
You can learn anything you want to learn without any money spent.
What do I really enjoy? What do I really want out of life?
I am your host, WIZE.
Are you in a life holding pattern? Well, this is for you. Welcome to the Stuck in My Mind podcast. Live every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 4 p.m. Central.
If you're the kind of person that likes to drive a lot and your car is a little bit older and out of the normal warranty, keep listening. What's going on underneath the hood of your car? If your car is out of warranty, you're at risk of expensive repair bills. Now, for a couple of dollars a day, you can get an extended protection plan for your car. Hey, you love your car, so why not give it a little extra care? And make sure if something goes wrong, your bank account is safe. Literally, for a couple of dollars a day, you can give yourself peace of mind that you purchased a top-tier vehicle repair coverage plan. Call the Auto Protection Network right now and ask how you could save an additional $500 on your policy.
Call 877-845-0463. Call now.
This is the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network.
Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze god.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crayon they get, they palm it and do two circles, and that translates to, I can beat up black people.
As he takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel. Join Ryan McCarthy.
I became a Jets fan because Kurt the Frog was my favorite Muppet because he was green, and the Jets wore green. That's how I became a Jets fan.
And Dustin Henry.
ESPN is cashing all in on let's pay a few personalities and we'll just kind of fill in the gaps.
As they walk you through all of the world of sports from their perspective.
The Albany Empire, it's a literal circus.
No credentials required. Where, Ryan, say the tag.
Where you don't need a press pass to talk sports.
Every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. On YouTube and where you can find all podcasts.
I want to do a TED Talk, but I don't have anything to talk about yet. I'm getting there.
Life is for the living. We're not here that long.
You can learn anything you want to learn without any money spent.
What do I really enjoy? What do I really want out of life?
I am your host, WIZE.
Are you in a life holding pattern? Well, this is for you. Welcome to the Stuck in My Mind podcast. Live every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 4 p.m. Central. Drew Willingham.
In this case, yeah, you put the blame on Kyle Shanahan for apparently not preparing the team enough for the overtime rules, supposedly.
Cole Johnson.
Peyton was considered the winner, and he was the darling of all darlings for Gerald.
With a special appearance by Tyrone Alizé McDummy.
Ain't nobody calling me. Text. Delete! 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 Delete!
Join these two football enthusiasts as they give you Total Football Talk. Live every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central on the Sertoba Media and the Comey Media YouTube channels. Whether it's news, the largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant, weather, devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States, inspiration, a breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy, and now begins a future one of matrimony or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another Beating a Dead Horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network, in association with Comey Media Incorporated, proudly present The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson. Live every weekday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central. Oh, yes. The tradition, the pageantry, the spectacle, the history, the slut. Wait. I gotta rep my brother's stuff right. All my DMV soldiers, stand up! And welcome to the Commander's Gridiron Report. You want your commanders to be repped right? Well, D. Willie is your man. Commander's Gridiron Report. Every Tuesday at 11:05 a.m. Eastern, 10:05 a.m. Central on the Sotoba Media YouTube channel. Music by J. Cool.
Where my soldiers? Right side. Commanders. Where my soldiers? Left side.
This is the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network.
Shoo! What a win by the Chicago White Sox as they walk off on a Tristan Peters solo home run in the bottom of the ninth inning to win it 2-1. Your final totals on the board look like this. For the Chicago White Sox, 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors, 8 left on base. And for the New York Mets, 1 run, 7 hits, no errors. They left 7. Winning pitcher is Grant Taylor. He wiggled out of a bases-loaded jam in the top of the ninth inning after blowing the save, but the young man gets the win. Kodai Senga gets the loss. He is 0-9 on the year. Grant Taylor now is 6-2 on the year. And as I said earlier in the ball game, you have to take advantage of your opportunities, especially when you get deep in a team's bullpen. That's what happened this afternoon. And the White Sox win it thanks to our player of the game. Our SMSN player of the game is Tristan Peters, who hits his 8th home run of the season and walks us off for the second time in 3 days, as Jake Rogers did it on Friday, and Tristan Peters does it today. Final 2-1 is the final score. Coming up next, we have the Texas Rangers coming into town for 3 games. That begins tomorrow, and our pregame show will start at 7. We'll take you 40 minutes to first pitch, and then we'll take you from the first pitch to the last pitch to the postgame show. As the Texas Rangers are in Chicago for 3, we get a day off on Thursday, and then we go to Minnesota for 3, and then Houston for 4. So we got a lot of Central Division competition coming up very, very soon. Tomorrow on Snowman in the Morning, we will be honoring Howie Rose as he will call it a career after this season is done. A voice, a voice of a Mets generation. Will have some of his best calls sprinkled throughout the course of the show. We begin the party at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 9 a.m. Central Time, as again, we will honor the best of Howie Rose. Wow. What a finish on the South Side. Final score is the White Sox 2 and the New York Mets 1. And beginning tomorrow, I'm going to offer free memberships on the Snowman Multimedia channel. And then they'll only be $2.99 per month. Let's see how many members we can get over the course of the next month. Won't take you much after the free month is up. Only take you $3. Take you $3 a month to help support the channel and support me and support my family as I continue to chase this dream, as my wife told me to do. And I want to show everybody, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, I want to show everybody that dreams absolutely do come true. If you're willing to work hard for it, if you're willing to bust your butt for it, if you're willing to do what it takes to make your dream a reality, then there's no reason why your dreams can't come true either. I hope y'all learn from me. Now to do it, final White Sox 2, Mets 1. We'll be back with you tomorrow at 7 o'clock for our pregame show, 7:40 for the first pitch from Rate Field on the South Side. Hope you enjoyed this broadcast as well. Oh, I forgot something very, very important. I gave you the line score. This game was played in 2 hours and 34 minutes with an attendance of 27,721. 27,721 is our attendance. When you see the board next time, we'll make sure that we have that for you. My time is up. Hope that y'all enjoyed the broadcast as I enjoy bringing it to you. My name is Brian Snow. Hope you enjoyed it as we enjoy bringing it to you. Your final one more time. The White Sox 2 and the Mets 1. Tristan Peters is our Fanatics player of the game. We'll see you tomorrow as we welcome the Texas Rangers. So long, everybody.
The preceding has been a presentation of the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network.